feel like you're all alone and there's nobody else around, but we're all here grooving next to you. So see all the friends you found. Ooh, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we come, here we are. Now clap your hands with me. Say you will, say you can. Clap your hands with me. Oh yeah. Come on everyone, I want to hear everybody clap your hands. All together now. Come on, I know you can do it. Say you will, say you can. So clap, 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 clap your hands with me. You gotta feel the beat deep, deep down in your bones and let your body move. Don't let anybody say you cannot, cause you know that you can groove. Shake that body left, ooh, shake that body right. Feel the beat down in your heart and let your spirit shine. All right, come on everyone. This is your last chance. So I want to hear everybody singing and wave your hands with me. Come on. Here we come, here we are. Now clap your hands with me. Say you will, say you can. Clap your hands with me. Yeah, here we come, here we are. Now clap your hands with me. Say you will, say you can. Clap your hands with me.
That's good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sandbox stream with me, PandaPox. We have a super special stream happening today, and I am very, very excited to introduce you guys to Parina. Woo!
Hello, hello. So
Every
nice to be back with you here, Panda.
It is absolutely amazing having you here with us. I am so excited because we get to do a little conversation and introduce loads of cool stuff that you guys are doing. So many people may remember you. Some of the OGs may remember you because I'm pretty sure you did a stream with Joe at one point. So for those that don't know, you have a company called FlickPlay, and I'm going to let you tell everybody about yourselves and about FlickPlay. So yeah, tell everyone about yourself. What is FlickPlay, and how can these lovely people at home get involved in FlickPlay?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great to be back. I think that the first and only stream we have done was such a, I could say, key intersection of our close connection with the Sandbox community. So we're super excited to come back after more than a year and being able to share how our partnership continues to grow and expand. But for those of you who are not familiarized with FlickPlay as a platform, FlickPlay is the destination for fans to purchase digital characters from their favorite IPs and discover games and social experiences connected to them. So, for the gamers in the room, if you think about Steam as a place where you go and discover and purchase games, on FlickPlay you come, you purchase digital characters, and once you purchase digital characters, you're able to discover the different experiences, games, and activations that are connected to those characters, right? So every digital character, every collection is a world of experiences for fans to unlock. And yeah, we're obviously super excited for the Sandbox to be the first game platform that connects to the purchase experiences of digital characters, starting with the Bratz collection.
I love that. So you guys are kind of like the middlemen for linking these characters to different experiences and things. So I love that. Very excited. Plus, I love this IP. It's reminiscent of childhood nostalgia. Yes, your T-shirt. Very jealous. Very jealous. I need one. I've got to have one.
I will send you one, Panda. I will
Will
send
you
you one.
really? I would honestly.
Yeah. Send
Oh,
me your address.
I will. I will hold you to that because 100% I would love a t-shirt like that. So what made you look into the blockchain space?
Yes, I mean, it's actually a pretty interesting story because I started FlickPlay 4 years ago as a Web 2 ecosystem. And one of our biggest challenge was migrating culture into the platform, finding ways to really, because for those of you that are not familiar with FlickPlay, our commerce platform has a map-based a commerce layer and a web-based commerce layer, which means that through our map, you can find digital characters connected to the culture of those locations. And through our web, every fan can find it. But our vision is that when you engage in the commerce experience in the map, you're able to unlock characters with traits that you cannot find just online from any location, right? So when we were trying to figure out how can we scale the content supply is continue to stay relevant to the culture of location and to what people care about, right? We launched first a POC with City of Santa Monica, but the big question continued to be how can we onboard culture into the product and understand what consumers want versus us making assumption of what they want to be unlocking, what they're going to be playing and engaging with. And that's when blockchain and the first phase of our blockchain integration happened, where by connecting your wallet to FlickPlay, we turn your NFTs into game ready digital characters in the product. This opened a Rolodex of opportunities for us, because now if you own Paris Hilton from the Sandbox, you could play on it with FlickPlay, right? If you own a Snoop Dogg, you could play with it on FlickPlay. And that started giving us insights as to what other type of IP we should onboard into the ecosystem. And we started scaling our initiative within the Web3 space. So now we not only provide one-way interoperability into the platform, but every digital character that we sell is a game-ready 3D and in the form of an NFT that is able to migrate other ecosystems the same way. Our first, I would say, layer of interoperability enabled that experience for FlickPlay's fans.
Yeah, and I would say with blockchain, interoperability is what a lot of people do want. They want to be able to take something that they own to and play with it in loads of different places and have that utility there with what they've purchased, because utility is really important when we're buying things. We want to make sure that you can use it in lots of different ways in lots of different places. So yeah, you've definitely found your place in the ecosystem and definitely working that market, and I love that about you guys. So you have a new collection. You can kind of see it behind me and a little bit behind you on the stream. And we did play a really cool video at the beginning of the stream. If you guys missed it, we'll play it at the end as well, of some of those amazing characters. But in case people don't recognize the amazing characters and haven't seen you guys on Twitter, which I see Lucas, one of our co-hosts for streaming, is in the chat. So Lucas, if you could quickly grab FlickPlay's socials so they can be linked in the chat, that would be super helpful, and I'd appreciate you forever. But let everybody here know about the new collection that you have coming out.
No, this is actually a pretty exciting collection for multiple reasons, right? On one side, there is a Rolodex of new features that are coming to FlickPlay that really speaks towards our commitment towards building upon the thesis of interactivity and utility for the digital characters. When you purchase a Bratz doll, and I'm happy to talk more about Bratz as an IP and why we choose it, but when you purchase a digital character, you go through the process of buying a box, you get one of the 4 different rarities of the characters through the box, and right after the unboxing experience, you see the different ways in which you can interact with that character in the platform. So one of the experience utilities is obviously when you connect your wallet to FlickPlay, to the Sandbox, you're able to see the voxel version of that character in the Sandbox and play and socialize within the ecosystem. But when you open the FlickPlay camera, you're able to see these hyper realistic, beautiful dolls interacting in the real world, and you're able to create stories, contextualize them within the real world and the experiences that you're having. We're also going to have raffles. So weekly, you're going to be able to sign up for a physical merch raffles coming from Bratz. So it's going to be original products that you can unlock through it. And there are a series of other experiences that are going to be launching in the ecosystem, like training your character. Can you make your own character its own influencer? Can that character learn things about you, and can you have conversations with them, right? So these are just like literally some of the, we're scratching the surface for the different experiences that we're going to be enabling.
But honestly, so much of that I didn't even realize. That's so cool. You said so much cool stuff right there, and the idea of people taking something that they have purchased, their characters, and trying to create their character as an influencer. I want to see people do that. I so want to see somebody take something that their digital entity and turn it into something. I say this so much as well, the idea of buying something digital with the possibility of also getting real world merch and things like that. I love that because it just gives it like that additional benefit of owning those things. It gives you kind of like an insider access, which I love that kind of utility that brings. So knowing that the collection is Bratz, and also knowing that you're gonna have like these characters are gonna be bridged avatars within the sandbox, what actually drew you guys to the sandbox? What made you be like, yep, sandbox, we wanna sort of look into here and develop here as well as other places?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, Bratz, if you compare Bratz to some of the other IPs, Dolls IPs, is all into diversity and representation, right? I mean, it was really kind of like it came from some people that work in Barbie, and they wanted to see more representation when it comes to self-expression and identity. And this beautiful IP was created that has captured the love and attention of so many people. And a lot of people think about Bratz as an IP for 5 years old, but the reality is that Bratz have a massive community of nostalgic owners that in the 2000s fall in love with these dolls and that have been collecting them ever since there. We have an ambassador, a VIP ambassador group where we have some of the biggest collectors in the world and they're sharing with us their experience and connection with this IP, right? And it's just fascinating to hear, and it's just fascinating to enable this experience. So it's an IP that not only have a very strong female gamer fan base, but it's also an IP where people connect deeply from an identity standpoint. And those were all different touch points, right? And indicators of how strategic it could be for us to extend the experience in the sandbox. I think that I've been following, I'm quite frankly being a part of many of your initiative with new collection releases. And I do think that the way the sandbox is integrating culture into the metaverse is pretty unique. And I think that it just became like a perfect fit. On the other side, Bratz had a very popular game in the 2000s that is still very nostalgic to their core fan base, right? So the moment that we start discussing the opportunity of integrating the sandbox, the first reaction that we got from the community was, oh my God, this give me a deja vu to the game we play in the 2000s, right? So it was a great opportunity for us to tie back all these different fan requests and brand initiative with our goal and focus around building interoperability and utility.
Yeah, that's great. And you did like hit on the point that Sandbox does try to do inclusivity and branch out as much as possible, which 100%, and nostalgia as well. I said it earlier, it gives me nostalgia. Now, I'm not a hardcore Bratz fan, but I did have Bratz dolls growing up. I was like right at the end. My sister was a lot more into them than I was, but it was definitely very fond memories of my childhood. So yeah, but nostalgia gets me all the time, and I don't think many people realize how strong nostalgia
Oh, yeah.
can be with like community members. Um, what's my next question for you? Let's find it. As builders in the crypto space, what wisdom can you share with the people watching?
Oh, what with them? Well, every day we're learning so much, right? Yesterday I did an space with Sebastian, and we were talking about the bull run and the idea of where we were a year ago versus where we are today. And I think that we both, and fun enough, he's traveling obviously, like, as always, right now, so his connection was a little bit spotty, and I gave my opinion, then he jumped in without listening to my response, and he literally, in other words, said the same thing. Quality matters, right? I think that the idea of things happening overnight in blockchain or in platforms building on top of blockchain is not realistic. A platform like Roblox took how many years? 10 years to become what they became, right? And how many twists and turns until they found that perfect formula that they continue to develop. And same with every platform out there. We're used to hear about successful ecosystems once they become successful, but we undermine the process, right, of achieving that success. And I think that when we position ourselves in or when I talk with people starting to build or that have been building within the Web3 space for a while, I always come back to the idea of trying working to provide the most seamless and rich experience that we can within the constraints and knowns and unknowns that are available, but always with the conviction and focus towards providing quality and value for the masses, right? I think oftentimes within the Web3 space, we get trapped on trying to cater for a small audience of super fans rather than the broader ecosystem that will really enable the next unlock for the ecosystem as a whole, right? So I'm not sure if I answered directly your question, but that's really my thinking behind it.
I think in some ways, yeah, that's like it's good wisdom to say quality matters and to keep building and looking at the broader picture. And I do agree with you. Loads of people forget the process of how things come to be. Not many people realize like Roblox has been developing, I think, from 2007. I think that's when they first released it, back in 2007. And what they had back in 2007 is nothing compared to what they have now. They really expanded and built, which is why when loads of people say things like, oh, the sandbox is like they're still developing. Why are they still developing? I was like, did you look at Roblox? How long it took Roblox to get to where they are? So everywhere is constantly building, and it goes into even like smaller things. People see, you know, a creator that makes a 5-minute video and they think, oh, the effort they put in was only 5 minutes. And they don't see the broader picture. So I think making sure to see the broader picture behind everything is really important, and understanding that whole process. So yeah, I think you answered that question. I loved that answer. It was a great answer. So we do have a question from somebody in chat. I don't know whether you can answer it. But I'm going to ask it, and if you can't answer it, you could just say, we'll answer that at a different time, or can't reveal anything yet. So from Dr. Metaverso, are there any plans to bring the OG FlickPlay NFTs to the sandbox as avatars?
Yeah. Yeah, so I cannot reveal a timeline behind it, but it's been one of our initiative and goals, right? And to give some context as to the Flickigan collection of digital avatars, when we first released it, it was like our first learning into how to create these high poly characters that could be interoperable within multiple ecosystems, right? But the core focus first was how can we even make it work on FlickPlay, right? This it's been a year of so much learning, and in the last year we also worked like when we originally launched the Flickigan. These were like very high poly, probably not game ready optimized, but uh, characters that could get activated within our ecosystem. And as we integrated animation features into the FlickPlay product, we realized that the characters had to go through a series of optimizations to enable those activations. So if for some so those of you that were part or that are part of the Flickigan community, I don't know when you remember if you remember early on, there was just one animation connected to the character, no walking, no running, right? It was pretty much this first inception of an NFT becoming something that you could activate within the real world. And since then, because this collection had so many different traits, we went through the process of optimizing the characters. And right now, it's actually done the optimization of the high poly characters so that animations can be integrated on them. But as a company, we have had a little bit of a backlog of initiative, considering that we start securing some of the licensing deals with the IP partners that we are releasing, and we haven't like find like the right time to just kind of doing that portal for the update, but it's coming. It's done. It's ready to be interactive within the platform, and our goal in the time being for the Flickigan is to enable the unlock of the collections that we have coming up in the platform, right? So if you own a Flickigan, you get a discount for the collections that we launch in the ecosystem, and that's just like an OG perk for anyone that was a part of FlickPlay early. And as we continue to grow a little bit more as a platform, we will continue to develop more initiative where we can develop all the different traits of the Flickigan in the sandbox and so on, right? But again, like we're in that process of trying to mature a little bit more as a platform and launch all the different partnerships that we have in the roadmap to be able to enable that. So that's a little bit of where we are at with that.
Yeah, no, that was a great answer. You went into great detail with that, so I love that. So yeah, Dr. Metaverse. So it's a case of like you have the intentions, but you've got other priorities that they need to come first, and then hopefully you'll be able to sort of release that coming in the future. No dates given. So circling back to the Bratz collection. So that is, you are going to be able to mint your characters. Do you have a date or time of when people can mint?
It's happening now.
It's happening now. It's happening right now. Right now.
Yeah, it started happening. Like I just got a text message that sales were open up like about 10-20 minutes ago. So it's happening as we speak.
Perfect. Go. I can already see FlickPlay app just going like, get yours at flickplay.co. So go, guys, go get. Wait for the end of the stream, then go. But we are down to the last question, so we are getting close to the end, which is, and I guess you've kind of already answered this, which is, what exciting new things can people expect from FlickPlay over the next few years? So any little beans, any little things that you can share? What could people be excited about?
Yeah, so I mean, yesterday, I announced 5 different features that we're releasing with the Bratz launch, right? So the team is like literally killing it right now and working on like making so many updates to continue to revamp and continue to optimize the FlickPlay experience within the ecosystem, right? So on one side, we're very focused on continue to build integrations with external games, loyalty programs, and ecosystems that we can curate a strong experience for the fans of the IPs that we release. Obviously, we have more IP coming to the product. We haven't announced yet some of the new ones, but our goal is to continue to migrate more nostalgic IP that have millions of fans and start building on the value that we want to create for the experience that so many different ecosystems outside FlickPlay are creating, right? We really want to become, as you say, that a meeting point for you to understand how you are engaging with the different characters that you own across different experiences and drive the discoverability and tradability of these characters based on how they're engaging across different experiences in the metaverse. So we will continue to work in our platform features to enable that. We will continue to work on finding the right game partners to launch more and more integrations, and we'll continue to bring more IP into the product to continue to grow the ecosystem.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You're fantastic. It sounds great. If people haven't gone over to check you guys out yet, you need to make sure to go follow them on all of their socials. But we have come to the end of the questions and of the stream time. Usually I do like to keep these AMAs roughly sort of like 20 to 35 minutes. And we're dead on there. We're dead at 30 minutes. So that's great. It's FlickPlay and loving your shirt. Your team love your t-shirt. Yep.
We got one for each of the team members. So everyone got a different color.
Oh, that's
cool. We had
cool.
a little bit unboxing yesterday.
You should film it and then you could have put it on socials. Just unboxing. I love it. I also need to go make sure I get myself a Bratz character. 100% I need to. So yes, I've got to. I've just got to. I can't help myself. I have to collect everything. You mentioned a collection to me, and I've got to collect it all.
Oh my God, you have to! It's just so cool, Panda.
They are.
Have you seen the live characters?
I have, yes, because
they're so realistic.
Look at that! Oh, they're so good. You know what? I should have downloaded one of those links to play on stream. But they're so cool. They're so cool.
Look at how realistic they look in the real world.
They're so cool.
They have multiple sets of animations. It's so fun because we launched the first collection we launched after the Flick event was Baby Shark, which is a shark. But now that these are actual like human body type of characters, it just adds another layer of realism to how you storytell, and we animated the faces so you have talking. You can bring all the sass that Bratz represents into your stories.
I love that. Yes, definitely all of the sass. And as whoever is dealing with your FlickPlay account right now is saying passion for fashion. So yes, everybody needs to have passion for fashion and all of the sass from the Bratz. Farina, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here, because I know how busy and stressful, especially launch day, can be. So appreciate you being here. appreciate you answering everybody's questions. And we will also, when this collection does get bridged over to the Sandbox, we will be making sure to let everybody know. So if you go buy one. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but you should.
What is very important is to know is that the snapshot is going to be taken by end of next week. So if you want to have your character be interactable with the Sandbox, make sure that your purchase happens before that, because this collection will be tradable in OpenSea, in Blur, in Magic Eden, but if that specific token was not migrated through the snapshot, your character won't be interactable. So if for you it's a priority to be able to engage with your character in the Sandbox, make sure that happens. It will anyways have that extra layer of utility. You're gonna be able to see on the different profiles of the dolls on FlickPlay which are the tokens that actually have that utility baked on it based on when it was minted. But again, if the main reason for, or the main utility and experience utility you want to acquire from the collection is to play with it in the Sandbox, just make sure you do it before end of the week.
Yeah, both of those are two very different, end of the year to end of the week. Yeah, that's a really good point to make. So yes, if you want your characters to be used within the Sandbox, if you want that utility there, then obviously do get it before March 11th. So what are you waiting for? Go do it. Go do it. Once again, Prina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I am going to have to just hop into studio mode real quick. There we go. Perfect. Right. So once again, thank you for being here. Appreciate having you on the show. And for everybody else watching, as always, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the metaverse. I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you, Panda.